Hello, welcome to a new week. The week's dominated by the budget and by the COP conference coming up. We've got Rishi Sunak promising £6 billion to the NHS. It sounds very good, except the last money which went to the NHS just a few weeks ago, 42 new executives, that's 42 pen pushers, 42 bureaucrats were being employed at upwards of 270,000 a go. Now, I've seen some of these bureaucrats in action, and I've seen the effect of this overwhelming bureaucracy on the NHS. If we're going to be giving more public money to the NHS, and we should, because at the moment the NHS is funded at a lower level than it has been for 20 odd years. It's back to being funded on about 8% of GDP, whereas in fact we know that the NHS runs quite well on about 11 to 12% GDP. So there's this shortfall, and that needs to be made up. But not by frittering the money on bureaucrats. As I say, I know some of these bureaucrats. And really, the money needs to be spent on the people who are doing the work in the wards. You can't employ nurses and cleaners, the people who are there every day, working, my goodness, working so many hours, putting in overtime just to look after the patients, and yet they have to pay £10 per day to park their car, or they have to walk 25 minutes to a free car park where they're not even sure their car is safe. This is not a way to run a public health service. This is discriminatory, and yet at the same time these bureaucrats, no doubt, have prime parking space right outside their office. What is going on? Are the bureaucrats the people doing the surgery? No, the bureaucrats are setting targets. And these targets are indiscriminate. These targets are not fully aware of the medical necessities. We need a health service which is actually run by people who are in the health service. We need a health service run by doctors and nurses, and by people who understand what they're doing, not by pen pushers who otherwise have been working at Tesco's. It makes no sense. And it makes no sense to be paying these people more than we're paying people who are actually doing the work. Meanwhile, the old health secretary, I gather, is off in Croatia doing some sort of foreign stationery. Ooh, Gina, look, there's another word for pen. Goodness knows what he's doing over there. And meanwhile, the Queen, Mrs. Church in Sandringham, we're told, in preparation for the COP conference in Glasgow in a week's time. And we're beginning to get stories about what people are going to be fed in that conference, how they're going to be getting lots of kale and lots of vegetables. Well, great. So this is the beginning of our new week. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. We wait to see what Rishi Sunak is going to actually deliver on Wednesday. But I do worry that a lot of the money that's going to be pumped into the NHS will go to pen pushers and not where it's supposed to go. Do follow the channel and ring the bell. Thank you much. Bye-bye.